Shocking news has come. Reports from Ukraine say Mudryk tested positive for doping. If proven, this young star's career is threatened to be destroyed. Fact or just a rumor? Discarded by Ten Hag, now Sancho is shining at Chelsea. With a cheap transfer clause, United may face great regret. Chelsea ends the era of empty jerseys. New sponsor to be announced soon. After half a season without a sponsor, Chelsea are ready to reveal their big partner. Airlines or technology giants? The answer is coming soon. Having played little minutes at Chelsea, Cucurella is Lazio's main target to shine again in Serie A. Will this transfer happen? The Serbian striker is a hot target after his future at Juventus is uncertain. Who will win in this big hunt? Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the latest updates from us. Okay, let's get started. Once seen as Manchester United's future investment, Jadon Sancho is now the player who has the Red Devils biting their nails. Chelsea have managed to revive the England star's performance, but there is one contract clause that could be a nightmare for United. After being kicked out of Old Trafford due to a conflict with Erik ten Hag, Sancho has found fresh air under Enzo Maresca at Stamford Bridge. With 2 goals and 5 assists from 10 appearances, he is now a key player who has boosted Chelsea's position to the top of the table. However, what is giving Ruben Amorim, United's new boss, a headache is Sancho's contract clause. If Chelsea finish in 14th place or better, they can buy him for a cheap price, only £20, £25 million. This situation is a bitter pill for United, who are struggling to find a solution in the wing position. With Sancho's impressive performance at Chelsea, the question arises, did Manchester United make the biggest mistake by letting him leave? After going almost half the 2024-25 season without a main sponsor, Chelsea are reportedly close to announcing their new partner. The Blues previously rejected an offer last summer, believing they could get a better deal. Now, with their form starting to improve, 5 companies, 3 airlines, and 2 tech giants are competing to adorn the proud Stamford Bridge shirt. With a history of iconic sponsors such as Samsung and Emirates, the announcement is expected to be a big step for Chelsea's revival. Will it be a global airline or a tech giant that ends up appearing on the blue shirt? Stay tuned for the official announcement. Shocking news has come from the world of football. 2 Ukrainian media reports claim that Mykhailo Mudryk has failed a doping test. If the reports prove to be true, it could be a major shock to the football world. Mudryk's A sample taken in late October came back positive, but the B sample result is still pending to verify or overturn the finding. Unfortunately, there is no further information on the type of banned substance found, or whether the test was carried out by the Premier League or UEFA, who are known to be stricter in policing doping issues. Mudryk, who last played against Heidenheim and scored a spectacular goal, has not featured since the match against Aston Villa on December 1st. The official reason is illness, although some reports suggest he may be dealing with a more serious problem. Is this just a rumor, or is it a reality that will change Mudryk's career forever? If the test proves positive, Mudryk could face severe punishment, including a ban from football for several years. For example, Paul Pogba is currently serving a 4-year ban after testing positive for DHEA. However, if this report turns out to be false, the media outlets that spread it will face major repercussions, as claims of this magnitude are certainly not trivial. What will happen next? Only time will tell. We will wait for further developments in the coming hours, days, and weeks. Lazio are ready to pursue Chelsea youngster Cesare Cucurella in the January transfer window. According to a report from sportitalia.it, the Italian club are looking to strengthen their midfield, and Cucurella is on their wish list. Despite having played for Inter Milan's first team before moving to Chelsea in 2022, Cucurella's journey at Stamford Bridge has not been smooth. The 21-year-old Italy international has struggled for regular playing time under Mauricio Pochettino and has yet to make a Premier League appearance this season. Cucurella has only managed around 330 minutes of action in the 5 games he has played. With his contract running until 2028, Chelsea are reportedly ready to let him go, with Lazio eyeing a return to Serie A. Lazio previously tried to sign him in the summer of 2023, but failed. Now, they are back in the hunt for Casate, who is expected to strengthen their midfield in both the short and long term. However, Lazio are not the only ones interested, as several other top clubs, including Monza, are also monitoring the youngster's situation and are ready to give him more playing time. Cole Palmer has emerged as a new star at Chelsea since moving from Manchester City in the summer of 2023. Despite initially getting little opportunities at City, Palmer is now one of the best players in the Premier League, with a record of 27 goals and 15 assists in his first season at Stamford Bridge. However, although Chelsea has become a comfortable home for Palmer, former Chelsea player William Gallas believes that only two clubs can tempt Palmer to leave London: Real Madrid and Barcelona. Gallas said that Palmer could develop further in La Liga, although this may not happen for a few more seasons. Palmer himself is still Chelsea's main key this season, with a contribution of 17 goals and assists from 16 Premier League games. Chelsea, who are now competing fiercely for the title, hope that Palmer will stay and not be tempted by offers from the two Spanish giants. Of course, for Chelsea fans, the biggest hope is that Palmer continues to achieve achievements and remains loyal to the Blues. But in the world of football, who can predict what will happen in the next few seasons? Chelsea and Arsenal have been handed a major boost in their pursuit of Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic after the latest developments suggested the 24-year-old's future at the Serie A club is increasingly uncertain. Coupled with manager Thiago Motta's concerns over his defensive work, talks over a new contract have stalled, making a January or summer exit increasingly likely. Both Premier League clubs have been keen on the Serbian striker for some time now, with Arsenal looking for a reliable goalscorer following the struggles of Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz. Chelsea have also shown interest after recently inquiring about his availability. With his contract expiring in 2026, Vlahovic could be sold for around Euro 50-60 OM, a price tag that is affordable for a player of his stature, especially considering the 11 goals and 2 assists he has scored in 19 games this season. His goal-scoring ability and potential to thrive in a new environment make him a hot target for both clubs looking to bolster their attacking options. Will one of them succeed in signing the talented player, or can Juventus hold on to him? The January transfer window is fast approaching, and competition is getting fiercer. Raheem Sterling is now at a crossroads in his career. Coming to Arsenal with high hopes, his performance has actually dimmed. Just 1 goal and 2 assists in 10 games. In fact, in the last 3 games, his name has only been on the bench. However, here's what's interesting. In the midst of this difficult situation, Sterling refused to give up. Instead of deciding to return to Chelsea early in January, Sterling insisted on fighting at the Emirates. Despite minimal playing time, he has become a favorite figure in the Arsenal dressing room and wants to prove himself in the second half of this season. Is this a reckless move, or the beginning of Sterling's revival at Arsenal? With Arteta acknowledging his role and a storm of injuries in the Gunners' camp, opportunities could come. All eyes are now on Sterling. Can he silence the critics and be the key to Arsenal in the final half of the season? Watch the developments here, because Sterling's journey may have only just begun. Here are 3 options to replace Cucurella in the match against Everton, after he was suspended. 1. Renato Veiga. This option is the most realistic. Veiga has been Cucurella's main backup this season. The 21-year-old has performed quite well on several occasions, although most of his playing time is in the UEFA Conference League competition. With a height of 6 feet 3 inches, his presence could help in the physical duel against Sean Dyche's team. 2. Malo Gusto moves to the left. Gusto can be relied on in the left position, but this will cause problems in the right position. With Reece James still absent, Gusto's replacement options on the right are limited. Josh Akimpong, a talented young player, but a match like Goodison Park could be a big test. Axel Disasi can fill the right-back role, but his performance is less convincing. Prediction: Maresca is likely to choose Renato Veiga as Cucurella's replacement, as he is the safest and most realistic option in a tough away game. Chelsea are set to compete with Liverpool in the race to sign Crystal Palace defender Marc Guehi. Guehi, who began his career at Chelsea's academy before moving to Selhurst Park in 2021, is now one of the Premier League's best young defenders. With interest from both of England's top clubs, the race to sign him is expected to be fierce. Liverpool, who are looking for a long-term replacement for Virgil van Dijk, could use Guehi as a solution to Ibrahima Konata's injury. Meanwhile, Chelsea, despite having plenty of options in defence, are reportedly planning to bring Guehi back to strengthen their squad. Ahead of the January transfer window, which steps will the two top English clubs take? Will Chelsea or Liverpool win the race for the centre-back?